surprised that the Indiana Fever looked best tonight when Caitlin Clark was surrounded by players that don't have an ego, surrounded by players that said, I'm going to be MVP of the WNBA this year. And you see how easy it is when you just let Caitlin play ball and others follow suit.
Finally, after months of doubt, criticism, and endless hot takes, Caitlin Clark delivered the reminder everyone needed. She's that player. Last night, the Indiana Fever didn't just beat the Atlanta Dream. They demolished them 99-82. It was the kind of statement win that silenced every critic who ever dared to suggest this team or Clark herself might somehow be better off without their superstar.
It is now a final 99-82. Right here, 29 points in the third quarter, 30 points in the fourth quarter. That might be the best second half of the season, the best fourth quarter of the season. Look at these bench points. 29 bench points tonight. And they withstood an absolute barrage by Jordan Canada, who had 26 points in the first half.
The haters said the Fever were better without Caitlin Clark. They called her ball dominant. They claimed the offense flowed better when she wasn't on the floor. Well, where are those voices now? Because Friday night blew that narrative to pieces. Clark didn't need to pad the scoreboard to prove her worth. She controlled the game in every way that mattered, orchestrating a performance that dismantled Atlanta and silenced the doubters.
An inconsistent ride for Indiana and for Clark as well, who's had to fight through a lot of injuries. But I think the encouraging thing from Cece was the fight that she showed on the floor. Clearly, she's not quite at 100%, still working her way back, hasn't found her three ball yet. But what she did was attack. She used the physicality against the defenders by putting her head down and going to the basket. That opened things up for her playmaking, which of course is another genius aspect of her game. Once that started clicking,
Let's talk about what really happened. Sophie Cunningham came off the bench like a woman possessed, pouring in 16 points and hauling down 10 rebounds in a flat-out masterclass. But here's the key. This wasn't Cunningham thriving in spite of Caitlin Clark. It was Cunningham thriving because of Clark. The chemistry between the two was electric, fueling every possession and showing exactly what this Fever team looks like when their pieces click into place.
Sophie Cunningham, folks, this might have been the best Sophie Cunningham game she's played so far for the Indiana Fever. When she hit those nail-in-the-coffin threes against the Minnesota Lynx, we were already up in that game. Yes, nail-in-the-coffin, awesome. But we were down in the third quarter. We were down 52-47 in the third quarter. And we came back and won. And that started with Sophie Cunningham hitting a big three.
For weeks, the haters insisted the Fever were more dangerous without Caitlin Clark. ESPN's Carolyn Peck even went on national television and claimed Indiana was better when Clark wasn't on the floor. Can you believe that? The audacity. They actually tried to sell the idea that the best rookie in WNBA history, the player who shattered attendance records and single-handedly revived the league's relevance, was somehow holding her own team back. But Friday night? Friday night was revenge served ice cold.
Didn't I say that they need Caitlin Clark? I mean, come on, guys. See, this is why you don't listen to ESPN. Idiots like Carolyn Peck said they are more dangerous without Caitlin Clark. It's such she should be indicted and go to jail for that comment. That's one of the dumbest comments.
Clark's stat line, 12 points and 9 assists, barely scratches the surface of her impact. Yes, she went just 5 of 17 from the field and struggled from deep, but numbers alone can't measure what she brought to the floor. She was the orchestrator, the floor general, the catalyst who elevated everyone around her. And when the Fever needed it most, down 3 in the third quarter, it was Clark's leadership and vision that flipped the game, transforming a tight contest into a runaway blowout.
So, the big way they were able to neutralize Caitlin Clark, and I think it was almost an issue with Stephanie White as much as anything, is they were manhandling her. They were manhandling Caitlin Clark early in that game. Like, they had 2 hands on her. They were fully getting into the we are grabbing her and we don't really care. Like, that was their goal. Their goal was they were out there to maul Caitlin Clark. They had they had absolutely no intention of doing anything other than maul.
If you're enjoying this breakdown, make sure to subscribe. Now, let's talk about what made this game so beautiful. Sophie Cunningham. My goodness. Off the bench, she played like a woman possessed, absolutely torching the Atlanta Dream. Cunningham buried 4 of 5 from deep, nailing shots exactly when the Fever needed them most. Her season-high 16 points didn't come out of nowhere, they came from the space and opportunities Caitlin Clark created. When defenders are scrambling to track Clark's 30-foot range, chasing her around screens, and collapsing to stop her drives, that's when players like Cunningham feast.
Let's go right here. Sophie Cunningham, let's check it out. And she's got the long three way downtown. Boom. Way down, boom. So, real nice all-around performance. Second half was great ball tonight. No doubt about it. But Stephanie White let the team cook in the second.
But here's what really made this game special. The chemistry between Clark and Cunningham. You could see it with every possession. When Clark drove and kicked, Cunningham was there locked and loaded. When the dream collapsed on Clark, she found Sophie wide open for dagger threes. That's what happens when elite basketball IQ meets teammates who know how to play off each other. The beautiful thing about Sophie Cunningham is that she gets it. She knows her role, and she knows that when Caitlin Clark is on the court, the entire game shifts. As Sophie herself put it, when she's playing with us, we play a different style of basketball. That's not a knock, it's basketball intelligence. It's understanding how to adapt, how to maximize your team's potential, and how to thrive alongside a generational superstar.
Hey, you know what? It's about dang time, let me tell you that. I have my... Shoot, it's been a second. I just think for the team, you know, we've had a lot of injuries. We've had a lot of movement. When C's playing, it's a whole different team. And when she's back, you know, we got to catch our rhythm. She's a heck of a player, but we got to find ways to get her involved but keep people hot. But, you know, for me, it finally felt good. It felt good. Like I said, my family's here. My sister's my best friends. And so it just felt good to have my family here. So I thought I should do something.
The turning point came late in the third quarter. Trailing 63-60 with 3:38 left, the Fever locked in and held Atlanta without a field goal for the rest of the frame. They closed the quarter on a 4-0 burst, then stormed into the fourth with an 11-2 run to seize an 80-67 lead. From there, it was all Indiana, stretching the margin to double digits and never looking back. But this wasn't just one player having a big night, it was Clark's leadership lifting everyone around her. Kelsey Mitchell led the way with 25 points. Aaliyah Boston added 19 points and 8 assists. And suddenly the Fever looked like the team many expected back in preseason. Balanced, explosive, and dangerous. Indiana poured in 59 points after halftime, their highest scoring half of the season, and tied for their most in any half over the past 7 years. That's no coincidence. That's what happens when you have a player who makes everyone better, who draws constant defensive attention even on an off-shooting night, and who creates opportunities simply by being on the floor.